Well, businesses stepping up hiring in July, but the unemployment rate only inched up to 8.3%. Employers added 163,000 jobs, which is way up from June's 64,000 jobs, according to the Labor Department. So why the slow jobs growth, and how does the state of the economy affect presidential elections? Joining us this morning is Dr. Carl Bonham, the Executive Director from the University of Hawaii Economic Research Organization. And good morning to you. Thanks for coming in this morning.
Morning.
So mixed news for the U.S. economy.
Yeah, it's a lot better than we got last month. More than double the number of jobs. That's a lot better than what was expected, but it's still pretty dismal growth. And the unemployment rate's basically been stuck in the 8.2, 8.3% almost all year.
And so, well, I guess a positive thing is that they're still adding jobs.
Absolutely, yeah. There is a little bit of good news in here, and that's the big one, is that we are still adding jobs. We're growing the total jobs, just not nearly as fast as you would like. One sliver of good news is that state and local governments are beginning to get their budgets are beginning to improve. And we got information this week from the Council on Revenue saying our budget's improving in Hawaii. So they're letting go fewer people. So we've only lost about 40,000 jobs in the state and local sector this year.
So, yeah, look at the positives, right?
Right.
All right, so I know UHERO recently released a blog pointing out the relationship between the elections and the economy. So how does it look for President Obama then?
This is a very old practice. Economists have looked at the relationship between economic growth and inflation. So Ray Fair at Yale University has been doing this for years and years, and he has a statistical model that relates these to outcomes. And what he finds, his model correctly predicts 21 out of the 24 elections. And if you look at those models, and he does it with GDP growth, other economists have done it with employment growth. If you look at those models, they're only predicting that Obama would garner about 50% of the popular vote. And so, weak employment reports from that framework says that's bad news for the president.
I mean, that makes sense, though, because, they're always talking, the candidates are always talking about jobs, and they know that's important on the campaign trail. But so it boils down to job growth and inflation. That's it for these candidates?
And actually there's a professor at Wharton who has taken Ray's model and added to it a measure of charisma. And when he does that, he finds that he can predict 23 out of the last 24 presidential elections correctly, and that then gives Obama an edge. And there's other methods of doing this. You can actually bet on, you can place bets on who's going to win the election on intrade.com. And their results would say that there's a 58% chance that Obama would win and only a 40% chance that Romney would win.
Charisma. All right, that's the key. All right, thanks. Thank you very much, Carl, for coming in. And again, that blog is actually on your website and on Facebook?
That's right.
Okay, all right. Well, and if you want to see this interview again, you can always log on to KITV.com. You can also find out what else economists at UHERO are tracking by just heading to their Facebook page. You can also find a link to their website on the As Seen On section of KITV.com. We'll be right back.